Good afternoon, it's that bloke on a motorbike. I'm out again just for a bimble around the back lanes. Just got a little bit of time to spare, so I thought I'd come out for a ride. Gonna have a bimble around the back lanes of Derbyshire today. I'm going to finish up at a place, little village, which is quite famous because they were very selfless in something that they did a few hundred years ago, and it stopped a really nasty thing from developing in the rest of the area. So when we get a bit closer to that, I will tell you what it is. In the meantime, we've got all this traffic going through as we go through Hadfield here. Just take advantage of nobody coming towards me to get past that one. So that's that traffic nicely dispatched. Now coming up this little lane here, which is called the Dale. So this little road here, this little lane takes me up onto the top of the moors again. Lovely little valley it is round here. Brilliant. Cold again today. And a bit overcast and dull, but not too bad. Weather forecast was for 8 to 9 degrees today. I don't know whether the forecaster meant that it's 8 or 9 degrees inside, but it's certainly not 8 or 9 degrees out here. But look at that, just look at that view, absolutely beautiful. Bleak but beautiful. Stunning view behind me as well. I don't think you can see that way, but unless you can get a glance in my mirrors, I don't know. But I will do a ride at some point going the opposite direction in a future video. So we're going to go left here, and that load of rock at the top there is called Scenic Edge. And up there's a cave called Robin Hood's Cave. I'm going to have a walk up there one day when I can come to terms with not riding the bike for a day or so. This road has been repaired since I came on here last. Just on the left hand side there, some public toilets. You see how popular it is with all the cars that's parked. There is a car park on the right hand side there, but you do get a lot of people parking on the edges. Grass verges, which are sometimes quite a bit soft. So these people haven't heard me coming. Cheers. Probably wind coming towards them, they couldn't hear the bike. I didn't want to pit on and scare them. A couple of push bikes coming towards me, so whereabouts that road are they going to be? Probably anywhere that they want, really. I think the reason that the Peak District around here is so popular and overpopulated in some respects with tourists and people wanting to get out, is that it's right in the middle of 4 huge great conurbations. So you've got Manchester, you've got Sheffield, Chesterfield, Doncaster, and this sits more or less right in the middle. So it's unsurprising that people want to you know, when they're getting out here, it causes problems with parked vehicles and traffic. But everybody's enjoying it in their own way. I honestly can't think of a better way myself of doing it than just plodding round on this woolly little thing. Fantastic view down the valleys. We're going to be turning right here. It's windy again on this ride, but watch that view when we come over there. Oh my god, look at that. Let me just clear that bend and then I'll pull up where there's no other traffic behind me, not coming towards me. Just look at that view. Right down into the cement works at near Castleton, and that goes up the Edale Valley. Awesome. Right, have these two heard me? I doubt it. Note to self, louder exhaust. Vehicles coming towards me. Oh, they've seen me and stopped. That one is anyway. Thank you. It is a bit bleak, I must admit. Look there, the sun's lighting up the cement works. That's dedication, that. Look, we saw that couple there sat with the wind blowing into the faces. So the wind blowing into their faces and they sat there eating biscuits and drinking tea. That's dedication. Now, I've been down this road quite a few times, but I normally turn either left or right at the bottom of here, but I'm going to go straight across on Stagger because this next particular section of road I've never ridden. It's been closed for quite a while, and it goes down to a place called Yorkshire Bridge. And you got Yorkshire Bridge, but in Derbyshire. So, me wonders why. So it goes down through Yorkshire Bridge and then to a place called Thornhill. And then in Thornhill we're going to go on to somewhere called Aston. So this is the River Derwent that we're going over. This is the Yorkshire Bridge, and apparently it's called the Yorkshire Bridge because it's lovely. When they were building Lady Bower, this is where the people who built it were staying. Where they made a little village for them. Like I say, I've not been down here, so I don't know what there is. I can say is it's really nice. Tree-lined road. I quite like this little lane. Okay, we'll go down this way, I think. I think the road to Aston was on me right there, but it's not a problem, we'll get to the same spot anyway. I'll take it right here, I think. I get out of their way and they can get through. I'll make a left down here, we're heading now towards Bradwell. Nice little village is this. Yeah, it's one of those places that step back a little bit in time, but not too far. Welcome to Bradwell Co-op. Oh, that's nice. That little cottage there, single-storey cottage. It is the old smithy. Oh, I smell of wood smoke as well. Whenever I smell wood smoke, start thinking of August and when I go to Edale Spoonfest. Lovely tree-lined road again. Valleys. And there are some lovely valleys round here. Seen a couple of fields where there's been lambs already, so they seem a little bit early. We're only in January. I love these patchwork fields with the dry stone walls. I always think they look a lot better than modern fields that are absolutely massive and done for pure mechanisation. Although with these it's mainly grazing stock, I would imagine. You're not going to get a combined harvester going over them little bumps and lumps. I think I know where I'm going. I think. You get lots of little lanes crisscrossing here, and they've got fairly high stone walls, so got to keep your eyes open here. So this is the place we're coming to, a place called Eyam, historic village. It's historic because in 1666 to 1667 there was the Black Death, or the plague, and this village contracted it. And they think that what happened was that a local tailor that lived in the village got a bale of cloth, came up from London, and when he opened it, it was contaminated with fleas, and two people very close very quickly caught it and died. So did his two stepsons, and then he died, and then the rest of the village started to become infected and suffering with it. So what happened was that the local vicar, and I think there were two vicars actually, but whoever it was anyway, they got the villagers to self-isolate, very much like we've all just been doing, but they did it voluntarily, and they all self-isolated. The surrounding villages, particularly down in Stony Middleton, which is only a quick walk across the field, they came and brought food for them, but the village isolated, and I think it was about a quarter or third of the village that perished. And what they found was that some people it didn't affect, and they had a chromosome that they've recently discovered, but the chromosome stopped them from contracting it. And some people that live in the village have still got that chromosome, and they've lived here for generations. So we're almost 300 years on, and exactly the same problems as we had a couple of years ago with a pandemic. And now the plague is easily treated with antibiotics, but obviously at the time they didn't have such miracle drugs. There are places that whole families perished. A really sad story that I was reading about was that a young girl was engaged, betrothed, whatever you want, to somebody from Stony Middleton, and obviously when Eyam started to isolate, they couldn't see each other, so what they used to do is walk across the fields so that they could meet in secret, and stayed apart from each other. They didn't want to pass it on, but they saw each other, and the story goes that they didn't say much because they didn't want to be found out as to the fact that they were meeting. So what happened was that they would meet, and then her family caught it and they died, but she continued to go and meet him. But the problem then was that he went to the field, the gate boundary, but she wasn't there. So he continued to go and meet her on the off chance that, you know, she did turn up. And then I think it was in November that the all clear was given. He was one of the first people into the village, and he found that she'd died the previous April. So quite a sad story that. And somewhere around up on the fields over that way, there is a thing called the boundary stone. It's a stone, and they've drilled holes into it at the top, and that's where they used to leave the provisions, the food and things, and the people in the village paid for it, and they left the money in these holes which were full of vinegar, and the idea was, thought that the vinegar would stop the infection, would kill it. So they put money in there, filled with vinegar, and sacrificed quite a lot of them. So it's worth a visit. There's a couple of nice coffee shops and cafes that you can go to, so it is definitely worth coming and having a look if you're in this area. The cafes and stuff aren't open at the moment, so no point in me going and finding one. If you go into Eyam, it does have a little bit of a strange feel to it if you're walking round, and it is worth walking round because they've got plaques on the houses telling you who died and how many. The other thing that they agreed that they would bury their own dead so they weren't contaminating too many people. And there's nobody buried actually in the graveyard that's marked as a plague victim. They all buried them on their own ground. So what happened to them afterwards, or whether they're still there in the gardens, that's anybody's guess. But quite a sacrifice, just so that they didn't pass it on to the other little villages and hamlets in the area. So we're just coming up onto the top of the moor again now. I can certainly feel there's been a temperature drop. Anyway, looks like it's going to coming in a little bit threatening with rain. I'm going to head back for home now, so I think I'll wrap it at that one. So thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber, usual thing, thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed and you've enjoyed it, consider it, because it does make a huge difference to me, quite a big boost to see people subscribing. Leave me a comment, because I do read every one and I try to answer every single comment, and it is good when I'm starting now to get people that we're more or less conversing with and having a chat rather than just a comment. That's fantastic. Ding the little bell, share it with anybody, all the usual bits and pieces. If you're out on your bikes, keep the shiny side up, try and keep warm, and I will see you out on the road. So folks, take it steady, and I will see you on the road. Bye for now. Bye folks.